Health update. Last week, I explained that I had been having these lightheaded spells, and I've been hot on the trail on how to figure out what's wrong with them. Vitamin D deficiency epiphanies, magnesium epiphanies, potassium epiphanies, and then I told the story of how Aaron gave me the anxiety epiphany at the San Diego Zoo. It's just anxiety. As soon as I knew that, everything was fine. But then that very night of the podcast, is like, still, I'm having these lightheaded spells. I got to go back into the doctor. Even though I got all this blood work, what's wrong with me? What is it? There's nothing wrong with my lab results. I go back into the doctor. I tell him about these lightheaded spells. And he diagnosed me. The bad news is I have respiratory alkalosis. And the good news is that's like the hiccups. And his prescription was literally to breathe less. Respiratory alkalosis is when you accidentally hyperventilate. And that's it. And it's a syndrome in the short term where if you're undergoing stress, good or bad, you kind of accidentally breathe just a hair too deeply. Then you get a little lightheaded, and then you go, I'm getting lightheaded, and then so you go, you flood your body with oxygen because you want to clear your head, and then it gets worse and worse, and then the more worse it gets. And the one thing I hadn't tried, because it just doesn't seem like a good idea in those moments, is breathing less. And that's all I have to do. And I've tried it like 7 times. I've had like little things come out, and then I go, I exhale like if I have the hiccups, and then I just take shallow breaths. I felt like the biggest dick.
Well, when you say breathing less, you mean inhale less?
Yeah, don't take a big breath and hold it. Just exhale and hold it, which makes you feel like you're going to die, but then at the same time, it clears my head up.
Doesn't that give you a stroke at some point if you deoxygenate your brain?
Well, no, not when.
Dan, breathe for fuck's sake.
Not when you have too much oxygen in your blood, which is why you're feeling lightheaded. It's fucking weird. Your body runs on this balance of gases, CO2 and O2, and if you have less CO2, even though CO2 is bad, it's not like we use it for anything, but if the balance is, I'm sure we use it for a lot. Don't write me any letters. You fucking CO2 heads.
We use it for trees.
Yeah, we give to the back to the earth. If it's slightly imbalanced, your body, you have a regulator in your head that will eventually make you faint. And what fainting is just your body going, this guy can't breathe right on his own, and just knock him out, and I'll take it from here. And then regulates your breathing, and you wake up. So, and I think that's why women fainted. You know, that whole fainting couch culture. They were wearing corsets and tying them really tight. So they were fucking with the balance of the gases in their bodies. So women were regularly fainting. And then the men who designed the corsets would say, "Well, you're hysterical. This is something that women do. They're psychos."
Let's get that corset off right now.
No, keep it on, but let's not let them vote. Okay, so. I don't need to get political tonight because we have Greg Proops here. It's on him. No.
Were you bringing him up?
No. I will now. I wanted to update you on my respiratory alkalosis. It's a new thing I'm going to blame for everything.
Respiratory alkalosis.
So to recap, bring up the...
I like that it has alcohol in it.
I know. I no, believe me. He said it's respiratory alkalosis, and I went, oh, fuck, here it is. The glory days are gone.
Yes. You have acute vodcosis.
Yeah, I was so excited that it was an alkaloid thing. I was like, yes! I thought, 10 more years.
10 more years.
1 of drinking and 8 of not knowing what 8 plus 1 is. That was a quotable. You watched my brain die a little bit.
Wait, I'm no scientist or a doctor, and I'm not bad at math and putting things together. But why don't you just wear a corset?
That's a good idea.
Stick a corset on.
Well, I don't know if the corset makes more CO2 or less CO2. I don't know why women were fainting.
It makes it harder for you to inhale oxygen, so you're probably
too much CO2, right?
Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to start wearing a corset.
I mean, not that you haven't lost a lot of weight, but still,
it can only help.
Two birds with one stone.
I'll wear like a really tight Shatner girdle.
Yeah, you look like Robert Mitchum,
and I'll just have a hair trigger for challenging people to fights. It's like, what are you talking about? Get up here! I won't accept it. just punch you out.
You sir, have
sheen of sweat, and then I'll just make out with the nearest, most racially diverse woman in the audience to simulate her being green.
Wait, you're only going to fight when you're on stage?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I lost track of what I was saying. Let's try to. I don't want to get on a lot of tangents tonight.
Is it because you hung out with Greg Proops right before the show?